Hi, this week we're going to be discussing Chapter 25 in our business law book, and this deals with debt and creditor relations and consumer protection. So, a lien is a claim on a debtor's property that must be satisfied before any creditor can make a claim. A mechanic lien is a lien that's placed on the real property of a debtor when the latter does not pay for the work done by the creditor. An artisan's lien, this is a lien that enables a creditor to recover payment from a debtor for labor and services provided on the debtor's personal property. An example that the book uses is maybe fixing a lawnmower. An attachment is a court-ordered judgment allowing a local officer of the court to seize property of a debtor. A writ of execution is an order by a clerk of the court directing the sheriff to seize any of the non-exempt real or personal property of a debtor who refuses to or cannot pay a creditor. A creditor may ask for a garnishment, which is an order of the court granted to the creditor to seize wages or a bank account of a debtor. A contract of suretyship allows a third party to pay the debt of another debtor that is owed to a creditor in the event that the debtor cannot pay or doesn't pay. A guarantee contract is similar to a suretyship, except that the third person is secondarily liable to the creditor. The U.S. Bankruptcy Code has several major goals. The first goal being is to bring about the equitable distribution of the debtor's property among the debtor's creditors. The second goal is to discharge the debtor from its debts, enabling the debtor to rehabilitate itself and to start fresh. The third goal is to preserve ongoing business relations. The fourth goal is to stabilize commercial usage. The 2005 Act was an attempt to meet the complaints of the business community with regard to the increase in the number of filings for personal bankruptcy. The new bankruptcy law in 2011 was technically an amendment rather than an all-out reform, as the 2005 Bankruptcy Abuse Prevention and Consumer Protection Act of 2005 Act was. The freedom to contract doctrine evolved through case law out of our state court system. Parties who are legally competent are allowed to enter into whatever contract they wish. Puffery is an exaggerated recommendation made in a sales talk to promote products. An example the book uses is a used car salesman selling a used car saying, this car will run at least 50,000 miles without an oil change. This claim could be crossing into the territory of deception. So a full warranty is under the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, a written protection for buyers that guarantees free repair of a defective product. If the product cannot be fixed, the consumers must be given a choice of a refund or a replacement free of charge. Regulation Z is a group of rules set forth by the Federal Reserve Board to implement some provisions of the Trust in Lending Act, requiring lenders to disclose certain information to borrowers. And annual percentage rate, which is also known as APR, is the effective annual rate of interest being charged to a consumer by a creditor that depends on the compounding period the creditor is using. An open-end credit. This is a credit extended on an account for an indefinite time period so that the debtor can be deep charging on the account up to a certain amount while paying outstanding balances either in full or in installment payments. A close-end credit. This is a credit arrangement in which credit is extended for a specific period of time, and the exact number of payments and the total amount due have been agreed upon between the borrower and the creditor. This is my final video summary. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas.